Guys, I've been in the trenches. Okay, I don't. I've been going through it this month, this month, this week, this year. Okay, I can't deal with it. Ooh, let's not talk about it. But I'm here. I'm here. This might be my only video of the week, and I'm so sorry about that. But I'm here. Let's do this. Hi. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ayo. Welcome to this channel. I talk about books, K-dramas, and everything in between. So if you enjoy that, please stay, like, subscribe, share. I like to grow this channel. I want to get to 1,000. I know that seems so far away, but I like 1,000 subscribers. So road to 1K. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, today I want to talk about African books. Oh, first, shout out to my brother. He mentioned the distance thing. Apparently, I was too close to the camera and that wasn't good. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. As you can see, I'm not a professional. I'm just trying this thing out. I'm just your average girl who loves to read. I don't know tech, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I hope this is better. If not, oh well, we'll try again. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about African books. Last time in my booktube new big tag, I talked about where I was from. I'm from Nigeria, which is in Africa, and I read a lot of African books growing up. And today I want to talk about books that defined my childhood. Really, everything to me growing up. Okay, these books, everything to me, and you've probably never heard about them. So let's do the list. But this is gonna be a story time first. Ooh, books, 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 books. I have to tell you about me. I'm very quiet. I'm very anxious. I suffer from depression, anxiety, very bad social like anxiety. So I don't like people. Okay, it's not because of you guys. You guys are wonderful. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. Yeah, Taylor, I'm the problem. Okay, I'm the problem. I just my head starts going a mile a minute. Do they like me? What am I saying? Am I saying the right things? Am I saying the wrong things? Does this person even like me? They probably don't. My friends always have to tell me they like me. I'm that person. I need a lot of reassurance, and so because of that, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. And then I'm also very depressed. Nothing against my family. It's just like I said, this is a me problem. I was the girl that just stayed in my room on my bed. I love to sleep. I could sleep 12 hours straight. Okay, no questions asked. I did that for about 6 months. So, I was very depressed, very everything about life is just hard for me. I don't find living very easy and I don't find it enjoyable. And because of that, because of how difficult it is to relate to people, to talk to people, to share my feelings with people, I turn to books. Books, oh, books are the best of friends. They don't judge. They don't care how I look. They don't care if I put on makeup, if I don't put on makeup, if I put on clothes, if I don't put on clothes, if I'm in tears, if I'm smiling. They don't care. They're just there. They're the best of friends. And they don't also care if you take a break. If you close the book, I can come back to it. And because of that, books have always been everything to me. I was the girl that always had her nose in a book. I was always reading something. My friends just, they asked me about the books. I studied literature in university, and I can assure you, we had so many books that were assigned to us. I already read them. Okay, I was that kid. I already read them. So I love books, and because of that, these books that I'm about to talk to you about are they're just the best. I'm gonna start by talking to you about Second Chance by I might be looking down because I'm looking at my notes by Nyengi. Nyengi what? Sorry. Nyengi Coin. Okay. Nyengi Coin. I don't know if that is correct because I'm Yoruba and this is an Igbo name, and I'm not very good with that. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna insert the picture of the book here. Oh, Second Chance. Second Chance was so good. What is this about? I probably read this at 13, 14. This was junior secondary school. We had no business reading this book in junior secondary school. Okay, what was wrong with education? But okay, we read this in junior secondary school, and Second Chance is about a a couple in distress. So this very rich girl, this girl from a very rich family, fell in love with a boy from a poor background, and they had this whirlwind romance, and they decided to get married. But of course, those are two different backgrounds, and they had to come together. There was a lot of clashes. They couldn't agree on a lot of things, and he had this pride, and so he didn't. He wanted this, he wanted that, and she wanted to maintain her status. She didn't want to let go of a lot of things, so she still wanted the car, the food. She wanted to maintain that status that she grew up with. And of course, he cannot provide that because he's poor. Okay. He didn't have a job. So they started living with her family. And her family, of course, did not like him. So it led to all of these problems. Eventually, they had to separate. And they had twins, so they each took one of the twin and they separated for 7 years. So second time is about how they came back together. So 7 years after he moved back to the area and they reconnected. This was such a good story. I loved it. I loved that. I loved the lesson really. It was teaching me about, at least reading it at 13. I just thought, about it taught me about class struggles and more than that, also how we feel about people and how you shouldn't allow your family dynamic to be affected by the external family, because this is your family, this is the new family, the nuclear family that you have formed. And she was listening to everybody else. I'm sure he was also listening to everybody else. Like, yeah, then you shouldn't have too much pride, because I think he was very proud and it caused a lot of problems in their marriage, and that was what caused the separation. And really, I just loved the idea of a second chance, that we sometimes make mistakes and some we get a second chances, and what do we do with those second chances? And really, I enjoyed that. I love this book. Like I said, oh, I didn't tell you, I moved from home about 3 years ago, so I don't live in Nigeria right now. That's why I can't hold up any of those books, because I did not bring any of my books. I left all of them at home, which is a shame, and I'm sure those books are destroyed now. Yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad. Okay, I'm sad. But yeah, I need to find this book. If you have it around the UK, because I live in Ireland, if you have it, please can you contact me? I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. So yeah, that's second chance. The second one I want to talk about is Without a Silver Spoon by Eddie Rowe. Oh, Without a Silver Spoon. I think everybody in school read Without a Silver Spoon. This was such a good story. I think it was teaching us about honesty, the themes of family, and being honest, being truthful, being hardworking. Really, it's about this young boy who went to work as a houseboy in a cousin's place, I think. I cannot really remember, but something like that. Well, houseboy in Nigeria, if you come from a poor, poorer background, can I speak? From a poorer background, you might be sent to a wealthier family member, a relative who can provide the education and the assistance that you need while you help out around the house. But most of the time, this doesn't usually go well. The kids are maltreated, they're not treated right, all of that. And I think that's what this was about. But he persevered and he ended up Yeah, I think there was a conflict where someone accused him of something, and this is where the honesty came into play. And he was honest about, I did not do it, even though he got a lot of flack for that. But in the end, he prevailed, I think. I haven't read this in ages, ages. Like I said, all these books I probably read 13, 14, 15. So pardon me. Pardon me for not remembering the true uh everything that happened in the book. But yeah, that was really good. Another one I'll talk about is everybody knows Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, but did you know that he wrote other books? In I think I read this in third year in my university. We read A Man of the People by Chinua Achebe, and I really, really loved this book. It was so good. It was so good. It was about how ordinary people, an ordinary man, ordinary. I mean, by ordinary, I mean uh, someone that didn't come from a wealthy family or a political family. He got into politics and he wanted to do good. And of course, he couldn't. It's just about what power does to people, and how even when the person is a good person, there are so many other things that play in politics that could make it difficult for them to carry out their mandate and all of that. So this is what this is about. And I thought it was a really good exploration of the human condition by Chinua Achebe. And one thing I love about Achebe is his simplicity. Okay. He takes these very simple stories and is looking at the complexity of the human condition. And yeah, I think you're gonna love it. So you can give it a try and tell me in the comment section if you enjoy it. Another one that I'm going to talk about is this. I talk about in my booktube newbie tag. Ola Rotimi. Okay, Ola Rotimi is the goat. Okay. Oh, it was so good. So he wrote The Gods Are Not to Blame. The Gods Are Not to Blame, I will also insert here. And oh no, The Gods Are Not to Blame was so good. So good. So it was a retelling. Is it retelling or reimagination of Oedipus Rex, the Greek play Rex in an African setting. And ooh, this was so good, so good, so good. So this man had a prophecy. It was prophesied that something bad will happen. If you're familiar with Oedipus Rex, it was so good, and I loved the traditional African culture being brought into play in the story. Was really, really good. And yeah, I don't want to give it away if you haven't read it, but you should read it. It's not a novel, but it's a play. You should get into plays. They're really good. Another one is Our Husband Has Gone Mad Again. This is also by Ola Rotimi. The duality of Ola Rotimi. Okay, the gods are not to blame. A tragedy. Our Husband Has Gone Mad Again. This is actually a comedy. It's so funny. It's so funny. I was laugh out loud. I remember being 15, sitting down and just laughing my head off. This was so good. It's about a man who has two other wives. And if you're not familiar in traditional African culture, men are allowed to marry more than one wife. It's not the single wife thing that happens here in the West. And yeah, so this was a woman. He was getting married to an educated woman, and yeah, so the women banded together, and she met his other wives, and she actually had a great time with them. And yeah, so it was a comedy of her trying to find out that this man is not all she thought he was. Very, very good story. I think that's what happened though. If that's not what happened, I'm sorry. Okay, I just remembered it was good. So you should read it and tell me. Then the next one I'm going to talk about is Dizzy Angel. Ooh, Dizzy Angel. Okay. Um where do I start? Okay. I've been looking for this book for over 10 years. We moved when I was younger and we lost the book. I just oh, I'm devastated. Okay. This book is about Ogbanjes or Abikus. In Yoruba culture, we call this phenomenon the Abiku phenomenon. But the Igbo people, those are the ones from the eastern part of Nigeria, call it the Ogbanje. And this is really about kids that are born and then they die and they believe that they are reincarnated and come back again. And usually they punish the mothers because they keep coming back again and dying and dying. And sometimes they stay. As someone who does not believe in any of that and thinks that is not true, it's actually been discovered in modern world that most of this was caused by sickle cell anemia, if you're familiar with that. And if you're not, you should read about it. It's very common in Africa, at least before civilization and people were aware of what was going on. So it was usually people getting married without with different genotypes, and it's usually led to a lot of death of the kids. But because back then they really associated everything with the gods, so they often think that the mother is being punished, and that's why the kid keeps coming back and dying. So in Dizzy Angel, this follows an Ogbanje girl who decided to stay, and you're gonna learn a little bit more about her and the mystery and her life. It's a really good story, a coming of age story. You get to the end and it's heartwarming. I really, really loved it. And I love the family dynamics in the story. It's a story of perseverance, and in spite of, when everybody else believes that you're this, they thought that she's a witch or she's this and all of that, and the preconceived notions that people had about her because her mother lost about 7 kids before her. So yeah, I love Dizzy Angel, and I think everybody needs to read Dizzy Angel. I'm looking for this one too. So if you know, if you found it anywhere, send me the link. Okay, I need to buy this book. I love this book. I want to read it again. I read it probably when I was 15. I can't remember anything that happened in the story. I just remember that I really, really loved the story. And now we are on to the other book I've been looking for 10 years. This is Zaynab Alkali's The Descendants. Okay, Zaynab Alkali is a Northern African writer. So, like I said, I am from the southwest. I'm Yoruba, and there's the eastern part of Nigeria. That's the Igbos. Now there are the Hausas from the north, and there are other tribes. These are just three tribes that I'm aware of at the well, that I'm just I'm showcasing right now. There are so many other stories I could tell you about, but this is from the Hausa perspective and the Descendants. Zainab Alkali, like I said, is a Northern African writer. She's actually very famous for a story called A Virtuous Woman. I think we read that in either JSS 1, that is Junior Secondary School 1, or primary school. I'm not sure. But I don't think that's her best work. This is what I think her best work is. This is The Descendants. It's about a matriarch that, look, this was my feminist manifesto. Okay, I loved this book so, so much. I loved how in this very patriarchal story, society, she is showcasing a matriarch who kept her family together when her husband died. She had about 10 kids. Look, when I read this book, the male love interest, I think his name is Hassan. Oh, I think his name is Hassan. I was looking for my Hausa man. Okay, I was convinced that I had to marry an Hausa man because this man was so good. He was so good. Oh, I'm from Yoruba land, and generally, you think that you'll marry people around you. I read this book, I was like, yeah, I'm going to the north. I'm going to meet the love of my life. Okay. Yeah, I know. So the story, like I said, is about a matriarch who she lost her husband, and to keep her family, she had this guest house, because usually Africans live in a big compound with all the family members, at least back then in the older times. Now we don't. We live in cities. Don't think that. Yeah, people have this misconception about us, about what Africa is like. It's not like that. Okay, okay. Take it from me. It's not like that. But anyway, so this story was about villages and how they lived and how she tried to keep her family and how she sent them all to school. Oh, it was so good. So it follows the matriarch, and then a granddaughter who had a, I think she had a child out of wedlock. And of course, this is usually considered a disgrace back then. But the mother, the grandmother, stood by her. Oh, Majoramili, the name of the matriarch is Majoramili. Majoramili was so iconic, so iconic. I mean, I read this when I was 13 or 14, and tell me why 10 years later, it's been 10 years, it's over 10 years, because I'm old. I'm 28, I'll be turning 29 this year. Yeah, that's been a long time. And if I was 13, yeah, it's been a while. But anyways, you should read The Descendants. I need you to read this book, okay? I need you to read this book. Everything people think about us, it'll change your mind. It'll change your mind. I love The Descendants. And now we come to the final book I'll be talking about today. The one, the only Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. In honor of Dream Count coming out in 2 days. In 2 days, is it? Or 3 days? I have to talk to you about a debut novel. Okay, this was a cultural reset. Okay, everybody was in love with Father Amadi. Okay, what were you doing if you were in love with Father Amadi? Okay, we all were. So Popular Hibiscus. What's Popular Hibiscus story? Popular Hibiscus was about a family. It's a coming of age story. So it's this young girl who became a teenager, and a family just, the drama, everything just went to the dogs. Really, in their family there was an incident, and she started to see her dad in a different light, and a younger brother started rebelling and everything. And I don't want to give it all away, but it's a coming of age story, but it also has a priest, her cousins, and it talks to you about the eastern part of Nigeria. Like I said, I just like how these descendants made me want to go to the north and find my Hausa husband. Popular Hibiscus made me want to go to the east and find my Igbo man. Okay, I was like, yeah, this is for me. Okay, and like I said, the main, it's not a love interest, but the girl had a crush on an older man, like we all did when we were growing up. And Father Amadi, oh, Father Amadi was such a good character. And you see Chimamanda's character study and a character walk in this book. Look, this is my favorite Chimamanda. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like Alpha the Sun. Some people like Americana. I don't like Americana. I don't like that book. We don't talk about her. Okay. Dream counts. We're making a comeback. Okay. So 10 years after, Chimamanda is writing a new book. You have to read it. Okay. I know I don't do alls, but I'll show you. I'll show you when I get my copy, because I am getting a copy. It's Chimamanda. Okay, what are we talking about? It's Chimamanda. So everybody's so excited. We're all so excited. And I hope that have helped you know a little bit more about Africa, and I've told you some new books to read that you probably never heard of. And it'll give you a new perspective about where I'm from, because all these books are from Nigeria. I could talk about other parts of Africa, but today I'm just focusing on Nigerian stories that define my childhood. Basically, they'll tell you a little bit more about me. So we can continue to be besties. You see what we're doing here? You see what we're doing here? This is how we're gonna grow our bond. You read my books, I read your books. It's a win-win. It's a win-win because we're besties. If you're on this channel and you subscribe, we're best friends. I don't know what to tell you. Subscribe. As you know, okay, so I have what, 20 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and please share and tell others about this channel if you really enjoyed it. I really would love to get to 1k, so road to 1k, let's do that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I cannot promise when I'll do my next one, because like I said, I'm in the trenches, guys. I'm so sorry, I'm in the trenches, but sooner rather than later you'll see me again. I'll be back. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I'll see you soon. Bye.